Ooh, hello and welcome back to Gabagool in 8. I am Wes Dawson. I am your host, and I am so proud to be a part of your lives. My devoted and almost borderline perverted legions of fans have reached out to me to say, Wes, we love you, we respect you, and honestly, without your contributions to podcasting, I don't know where I'd be. Regardless, we are here for part 2 of Body Break. Now, although I like to let loose every now and then, Gabagool Nate is known for its kind of highbrow humor and his more sophisticated take on things. So we're going to continue that theme talking about bowel movements. That's right, the stinky brown old plop town USA, Mr. Punk Drop, water hit my butt. Whatever you want to call it, it's something we all do, and, we shouldn't be ashamed of it. It should be celebrated in some senses of the word. Now, for those who know, they know. I used to live with these two real swell guys. One was the younger, kind of rugged brother. He was the tough guy. And there was the older, little baby-faced sweetheart. And both of them, two great guys, two great people to know. But we maybe got into some shenanigans. And we lived on a street called La Marche, which is infamous in its own right. I think some of the stories and debauchery that took place at La Marche in the early 2000s is deserving not only of its own episode, of its own series. We had a letter issued from the town basically saying anything that we do is illegal. You can call 911. Like anything, literally. Like if you see somebody sitting with a guitar, not playing it, sitting with a guitar, it was hilarious at the time. That's not really the theme of this episode. It was just to sort of set up the backdrop of what was about to happen. So we had a friend staying with us who eventually had to leave because his heart just told him he was in the wrong place. That, or he couldn't pay rent and he had to fuck off. Regardless, loved him too. It was his birthday. So when I got up in the morning, I had to go to the washroom. I had a lot of fiber, a lot of Metamucil, just to drink it for fun. So I had to drop something off at the pool. I drop it off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave it as a birthday surprise. One roommate says, hey, I'm going to do the same thing. I think that's a great idea. He does it. Plop, plop. No flush. Now it's time for the rugged younger brother's turn. He wakes up. He's like, what the hell is this? We explain what it is. Plop, plop, plop. No flush. That was our birthday present to our dear friend Chris. He woke up and was near ready to vomit in the disgust of what had happened, of why we left this atrocity in the bowl for him. And we all made sure to meet him at the bathroom door when he turned around. Happy birthday! He didn't share in our enthusiasm, but I thought it was hilarious. Now, although this was supposed to be the body episode, I think it's turned more into the fecal episode, Fecal Matters, if you will. It was a segment on SNL back in the 90s. So I'm going to try and steer away from it. Honestly, I got a bad taste in my mouth. No pun intended. So here's a question about social etiquette. Now, if you go to someone else's house, are you supposed to use their bidet? Is that allowed? Well, the first time I saw one, I thought it was like a fountain or something, and I thought it was kind of gross. It was hanging beside the toilet. I rinsed off before I took a drink. But when they explained what it was, not only was I disgusted, but I was like, oof, I don't know if I should have touched that damn thing. That's a question that's plagued man for quite a while, and unfortunately, I don't think we have the answers. But someone who might have that answer is this week's expert panel member. I would like to welcome a man who is a true athlete. He is back on the scene, back on the attack. He is a handsome and cool drink of water. Honestly, his hair makes me jealous enough that I've spit in his water bottle anytime I've trained with him. He may not know that, but he's about to find out. I'd like to welcome to the program, Mike Marston.
Ouais, Wes Dawson? Ouais, c'est Mike Marston.
Yes, hello, Mike. I'd like to welcome you to Gabagool in 8.
Écoute-moi bien, toi, là. Ton podcast, là, que tu me casses les oreilles depuis des mois, là, tu vas m'arrêter ça sur un esti de temps. Hey, c'est pas écoutable.
Yeah.
C'est comme écouter Occupation Double en espagnol pendant 4 jours sur repeat. Deuxièmement, toi, tu dis que t'es un lutteur. Non. La seule affaire que t'as de l'air, là, t'as l'air d'un professeur de catéchèse du primaire en dépression sur le bord de se suicider qui fait un chiffre de fin de semaine au Rossi. Asti! Puis troisièmement, tu dis que t'es un cougar hunter. Ah ouais? La seule cougar que tu pourrais te pogner, là, elle s'appelle Jeannette, pis c'est une femme tronc qui a même pas de bras.
Thank you.
Fait que là, tu vas fermer ta grand gueule, pis tu vas nous crisser patience avec ton esti de podcast pas écoutable. C'est clair, ça? Merci, bonsoir.
Well, I don't speak French too well, but honestly, based on the tone of his voice, that was the kindest thing anyone has ever said about me. Thank you so much. And now, am I the only one who gets an itch that they scratch to the point that they bleed? I have a visible scar on my left foot from an itch I just could not get rid of. I felt like a crack addict of some type. All right, so now we're moving to another part of the body, the mind, the brain. The old gray matter, the old knick-knack paddywhack, give this dog a bone. So this segment called Shoot or Pistol Whip, we're going to decide what is more appropriate for these kind of situations. Pedestrians looking at their phones or otherwise acting like a brain-dead zombie, sort of swaying back and forth on a street corner, not knowing if they're going to cross the street or not. When you finally get their attention and they snap back to reality, they have this indignant look as though you did something wrong in your vehicle. Like, I hate that. You know, they're too busy looking at their own posts that they can't realize that there's a 1-ton vehicle about to run them over, but then it's your fault that they weren't paying attention. It's a strange kind of projecting responsibility onto somebody else, much akin to if you're watching a film late at night with a friend and they start dozing off, falling asleep, and you ask them if they're sleeping. They always, myself included, will defensively reply, "No, are you? You are. What are you talking? I wasn't sleeping." In a situation like that, well, I'd say just a pistol whip. No need to shoot them unless you shoot them in the leg or something. But I'd firmly say that would be a pistol whip kind of situation. When people crane their necks out during accidents to try and see what's going on, it boils my blood. Because I'm like, yeah, buddy, no one thought to do that. I'm sure by you craning your neck out 6 inches out your window, you're going to spot the reason for the traffic and you're going to stop it. You're going to say, hey, do this. Pull over. Oh my God, everything is solved. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution to society. I am just so proud to have you as a fellow human being. Shoot or pistol whip, that's a shoot. Squab between the eyes. Shoot dead, and I don't regret that decision. So much like my patience for neck craning idiots in traffic, we've run out of time. So I will touch quickly on some upcoming subjects for next week. Next week will be an exciting episode as I will catalog some of my raunchiest stories from my early days or my time living at La Marche. And then I'll also provide an update on my new podcast after my inevitable cancellation due to the removal from all platforms from having told some of these raunchy stories. If you like this episode, please like, share, subscribe, let a friend know, and just know that through the power of the internet and my sheer will of determination, through the annals of time, Gabagool and 8 will survive. Thank you very much, and take care.